Welcome back. We are picking up where we left off on the same day. The kids have just come home from school. As a little recap, Anya is currently pregnant with a one night stands baby. His name is Andy. He's a bartender, mixologist, whatever you want to call him. And Teresa is living in this house. And the kids are home from school and they were doing their homework when they got a call from their dad. And he said, "Hey, do you want to come over? I miss you. I don't really see you that much anymore because I'm scared to go over your house so that your mother tries to kill me or something." And so I don't know how I left them without any money. They end up in this really fancy schmancy house, but it is also completely empty. I don't really know how that happened. Um, I thought at least some furniture would get spawned, but um, I think it's funny because at first I thought that we just couldn't see into the house, but we actually can, and there is no furniture at all. So whoever lived here is gone, and they took all their stuff with them. I don't know how this family is living here, but she is very pregnant. In fact, she is in labor, and Zoe is talking to her new stepmom, who is having a baby right now. And the game totally glitched out and started putting cribs everywhere. And at first I was like, oh, she's having a baby. Oh, she's having twins. Oh, she's having triplets. There's so many cribs. Oh, there's four of them. There's four cribs, but there is not four babies. So she runs outside and another crib. And so I'm thinking, we got to get out of here because the longer we stay, the more cribs will get spawned. And so Harper and Zoe decide to leave before any more cribs can take over the house. I actually was worried that there were going to be a lot of babies, but there is one baby. And so they came home. They were like, man, we went over dad's today and it was crazy. All these cribs started popping up out of nowhere, and Justina was in labor and not doing anything about it. So there was that. And Anya's like, that's nice, and secretly happy that it's a dumpster fire over her ex husband's house. But she is going to take care of her money trees and try again to hire the gardener because I feel like I've hired a gardener for this like three times. So she is doing that. Although I wonder maybe each time you click on the plant and hire the gardener, if that is just a one time occurrence. I don't know. I'm making that up. I tend to make up things. I try to justify things, make them make sense. And, they don't have to, but that's going to be my rationalization for that. Anya is going to work out some more because she, continues to need athletic skill for her job. She wants to be ahead of it. And then I think to myself, what we need is a hot spring. Because I wanted to put one at the beginning of this. If you watch my speed build, I wanted to put a hot spring in, but it didn't fit. And so I realized that I could put one back here. I have all this room. And a jungle gym, we don't need a jungle gym. We need a hot spring. But then also I realized that Anya can't do anything while she's pregnant. She can't go in the hot spring. She can go in the treadmill though, which is strange. But she can't go in the hot spring. She can't go in the sauna. She can't go in the rocket ship. But she can run on the treadmill. So that is what she is going to do. And honestly, that t-shirt looks better as a maternity shirt than her everyday wear. But Teresa did get to enjoy the hot spring, so there was that. and everyone is going to work except, the hard part about getting Anya's career up is that she doesn't go to work very often. It's like 3 days a week already. So that's definitely hard, is we keep having to wait for her to go to work so she can get promoted. And even then, you don't get promoted in one day when you get to the higher levels. So, but the kids are still young. We have plenty of time to work on that. And she's already level 10 rocket science, so I'm really not too concerned. Oh, here comes the debacle of cake. I don't even know why I let this happen. So you can throw away the fruit cake, but you can't throw away the cake, right? So she takes out the cake, but then she takes it all the way over here and puts it down. And I'm like, okay, throw out the cake. And she says, no, I can't because there's a treadmill there. And I'm like, Anya, that treadmill is not in your way. But she thinks it's in her way. She will not clean up that cake. And you know what? Now we can't move the cake. It won't move. And now there's two cakes. There's two cakes right there, and I can't move either of them, and no one will throw them away. And the maid won't take them, and they seem to never go bad. So that is where we're at. Um, Zoe and Harper now have a younger sister, so there is that. I do try to get Harper to get rid of the cake, but she won't either. No one will get rid of the cake. So I think there's just going to be cake there, for the entirety of this house. It is now part of the foundation and it's never going away. But Teresa did just get promoted, so congratulations, Teresa. And she has to get her charisma up to get to business level 2, and that's easy enough. I don't know how hard we're going to try with her career, but for right now, getting charisma level 2 is nothing. Fun fact, back at the beginning of this game, I didn't know that you could use a mirror to get your charisma up, and I thought you had to use other Sims, and that took forever. So, good news, you can use a mirror for that. The kids are doing their homework. Anya is playing on the computer. There's someone creepily standing outside. But also, our kids want to get good grades, so they are going to do their school projects as well. As Teresa gets level 2 charisma, and then she doesn't need to do that anymore. So her and Anya are going to watch a movie together. And that's fun, a nice little break while the kids are busy. You can still keep an eye on them, but they can watch a movie now, and that's fun. So the only bad thing is that Anya finds this movie incredibly boring. But that's okay, because they're just hanging out. They're just having a good time. They're talking during the movie anyway, and I don't know why Teresa is crying. I think she's mad that Anya doesn't like the movie. But Anya's like, but hey, we're best friends, so don't be mad. And Teresa's like, all right, well, fine. That's okay, I guess. But yeah, they're just, hanging out. They're best friends. They're just, so close now. And Teresa's been really handy around the house with the kids and being handy, as in the handiness career. And so they're just going to go hang out in this, like, it's kind of like it's not a tree house because it's not in a tree, but it's just like a tiny little room, like up here. And, they just want to hang out and have a little girl time and take off their shoes and put on their shoes and take off their shoes. But, Anya's starting to think that maybe she's been ignoring what has been right in front of her face this whole time. because Teresa has always been there for her, even though they had kind of a slow start. And so she starts to get a little flirty, and Teresa's like, I don't know about this. You tend to jump into things really fast, and I don't want to be a rebound. And Anya's like, no, I swear it's not like that. I just, never thought that we could get this far. We just had such a slow start, and I wasn't sure. And now I'm really starting to believe in us. And I really think that you're the one for me. We're so compatible. Teresa is romantic and family oriented, and she's just such a good person. And Anya is explaining, like, that was my problem with Estevan is we didn't try to make sure that we were compatible. And I really want to make sure that I do that in the future. And I think that it's you, you're the one. And Teresa kind of caves. She says, but we're going to take it kind of slow, okay? Like we can start dating, but um, I don't want to jump too quickly into this. At least wait until you have the baby and you can decide what you want to do. And so they start dating, and they're both really happy about it. You know, Teresa has been single this whole time, despite me having MCCC, which takes care of most of that. So statistically, she would have gotten together with someone by now, but she didn't. And so she was holding out. She was holding out for Anya to finally see her. And it's been painful for her in the past to see Anya make so many mistakes with her relationships. But now, finally, her time has come. And they have, their first woohoo. And they can continue to live their lives pretty much normal, but now they have each other in a romantic sense instead of just in a friendship sense. So we are going to skip over everyone being out of the house for obvious reasons. So the kids are now home from school and their dad invites them over again. So they say, okay, let's check this out. We'll give them another chance, see what it's like over there. Sean is just out in the front yard in a diaper. And we are going to go see our new little sister. So Harper goes to go see her new little sister, and she's a little purple alien baby like her mom. And Harper thinks she's cute, but of course, every lot we go to that has a baby, the baby is very hungry and is going to be taken away. So the parents are just in the pool, not caring about the very hungry baby. So Harper and Zoe are running away so that the baby doesn't get taken away. So they are leaving the lot to make sure that they don't have to deal with that. And they're like, man, our dad is just really irresponsible. And this is no surprise to anyone. And, Justina isn't quite responsible either. So the two of them together trying to make it work is just, but they're so happy that they have Anya and Teresa who are both very committed to taking care of them. So, Anya is having the baby, and it is a boy, the first boy in our family tree, and his name is Riker. And I was trying to send her to the hospital, but I guess it was too late. And so Riker is a little boy. He is the son of Andy, the bartender, and Anya from their one night stand. And he has black hair like his father, but also like Teresa, she has black hair. So that was kind of cute. And Andy has said, okay, like I'm a young adult, I'm a bartender, like I'm still living my party life, so he's not really going to be involved that much in Riker's life. And Anya's like, you know what, that's fine, I don't even care. Like Teresa and I, this is our baby, and um we don't need you to be involved. These three children are their children. They are taking care of them, they're raising them. That makes them the parents. So right now, I mean, that baby is not particularly cute with the glasses and the long hair, but that's okay. They'll all get makeovers when they become teens. But Anya says, you know what I want to do is go on a date with my girlfriend, even though it's going to be Harvest Fest in like 2 seconds. But she, wants to spend some alone time with Teresa. And they don't really get that. They have 3 kids. It's a lot. And they just want to be able to spend some quality time together instead of just only dancing in the dining room and watching the children. So she goes up to Teresa and says, hey, let's go on a date. I know this cute little cafe. It'll be fun. I could never decide where to send them for community lots because honestly, I have no idea where most of the community lots are or what they have on them. But they just sit at this little cafe and enjoy each other's company. And they're just really having a good time and working on getting a nice date event medal. So they're just socializing, flirting with each other, being silly, and really enjoying each other's company and enjoying some time to themselves. And what I really like about making the adults leave the lot is that the toddlers get sent to daycare where they actually learn all of the skills that I haven't been bothered to teach them. So there goes Riker getting some potty skill up. And as for Anya and Teresa, I was going to have them woohoo in the bush that's on this lot, but for some reason they couldn't. I don't really know where the bush is or how to do that. So we have a gold event anyway. And they are, still having a good time. This isn't the most exciting community lot, but, they're just enjoying some quiet time and still trying to find that bush. And I just don't know where it is. So they, are even getting some stares because they're very PDA. But you know what? They don't care because they're in love and they're finally, committing to each other. And Anya is so grateful that she doesn't have to wait her whole life like her parents did. So she proposes to Teresa and says, I'm ready. Let's make it official. You are the one. You're my soulmate. And Teresa says yes. And they are engaged now. So they are really happy to have each other. And, Anya, even though she's made a lot of mistakes in her life, and, whether or not she considers them mistakes is also up for interpretation. But, just because things have gone wrong in her life, she still feels like she is able to kind of improve on the life that Callie lived and in her own way and really make up for the things that she wanted. And I still have no idea how those money trees work. I just have no clue. But they're looking pretty grown now. So she is going to make a Harvest Fest meal. And that is good for, the whole family to enjoy a meal together. And of course, I edited the holiday so the gnomes don't drop seed packets everywhere. So there is that, and Anya is working hard on the turkey. And American Thanksgiving just passed, and I actually cooked the turkey for my family. So that was fun and quite tasty. So I am bringing everyone home. Teresa got another promotion because she's been doing so well. I'm forcing the children to come home, even though it's basically time for them to come home anyway, so that they can all sit down for a meal together for Harvest Fest. Also, what is with the square shadows? But anyway, they are all here for Harvest Fest and they are all going to sit down and have a family dinner together. Of course, I don't have a high chair for Riker, so he's going to sit on the floor. But everyone else is going to sit at the table. And yeah, here he comes. He's just going to sit on this little part of the carpet, and everyone is technically sitting together. But yeah, so it is, this is where we're going to end the episode. I have a little postscript for you right here. The ugly alien from before actually has a family now. I saw that while I was um, looking through the manage households. And so I just thought you guys would like an update. It seems that the ugly alien that we rejected because of his makeup actually ended up having a good life after all. And maybe Anya would have been better suited to someone like him, but she has Teresa now, and she is grateful for that. So we will have a wedding in the next one.